Hi everyone, welcome to this video on how to create a React app and configure the React Range Selector within it. The Range Selector component is commonly used in financial charts or dashboards to filter data that needs to be visualized. In this video, you will see how to configure the Range Selector component with a few of its basic features like binding data, applying range, changing series type, enabling tooltips, and customizing grid and tick lines. Before proceeding, make sure you have installed the latest versions of Node.js and React. I'll be using Visual Studio Code as my editor and showing the output in the Chrome browser. First, I open Visual Studio Code and create a new application using the command npx create React app. I provide the app name, my React app. Since I want to create the app with TypeScript, I add the template TypeScript. It will take a few seconds to create the project. Next, I navigate to the newly created React app. To use the Range Selector component, I type the npm install at Syncfusion /ej2 React Charts -- save command. Now, the package will be installed. Before using a Syncfusion component, I need to register the trial license key. I open the index.tsx file and import the register license method from the Syncfusion ej2 base package. Using this method, I register the trial license key. To see where to generate a trial license key, refer to the link in the description below. Next, I open the app.tsx file and remove the default code snippets. After that, I import the React Range Navigator component from the Syncfusion ej2 React Charts package and include the Range Navigator component tag. Now, save the changes and run the application using the npm start command. See the default layout of the Range Selector displayed, where you can select any range. Next, I will demonstrate how to bind data to the Range Selector. Here, I am going to integrate the Range Selector component with the chart, so let me bind stock data. First, I define a list variable called stock details and assign an array of objects with the fields date and value. Apart from this, you can also bind numeric and logarithmic values to the Range Selector. If you want to know more about other types, you can check the documentation link provided in the description. Now, I will assign this stock details list to the data source property and set the value type as datetime as it contains date values. To access the datetime module, I need to import it from the Syncfusion ej2 React Charts package and inject it into services. For this Range Selector, I need to specify the series. So, I include the Range Navigator series collection directive tag, which accepts n number of Range Navigator series directive definitions. Here, I plan to add a single series, therefore, define a Range Navigator series directive tag and map data source fields, date to the xName property and value to the yName property. See, the Range Selector renders with a line series chart based on the provided data source. Here, the interval between the axis labels is automatically calculated based on the data source value. However, if you wish to change the interval type, you can specify options such as year, month, week, day, and more. Here, I plan to display datetime axis in years. So, I set the interval type property to years. Look here, the interval between axis labels is shown in years. Next, I will show you how to customize axis labels using the label format property. I include the label format property and set the custom format to month and year. Check now, date-time axis labels are displayed in month and year format. Let me show you how to set a custom range in the Range Selector component. I just add the value property and set the desired date range, such as from January 1, 2019 to January 1, 2021. See, the provided range is selected in the component. By default, the Range Selector renders a line series chart. But, you can also render two other types, area and step line. Now, to render an area chart, import the Area Series module from the EJ2 React Charts package and inject it to the services. Then, set the type property to area. Look now, series is rendered with area type. If you want to display a stepline chart, import the stepline module and inject it to the services. And set the series type to stepline. Now, the Range Selector is rendered with a stepline chart series. Next, to customize the grid lines, I add the Major Grid Lines property and set its color to green. And width to 4. Looking here, the Range Selector grid lines color is green with custom width. Similarly, I customize tick lines by adding the Major Tick Lines property. Within it, I set the color to yellow and width to 3. Check now, the tick lines are yellow with a width of 3. Next, I will show you how to add tooltips. First, import the Range Tooltip module and inject it to the services. Then define the tooltip property and set the enable property to true. When I hover a range, tooltips will be shown for that range. To show tooltips on initial loading, add the display mode property and set its value to always. You will see the Range Selector rendered with tooltips. Finally, I will show you how to render a Range Selector without a chart. By default, when the series collection is not mapped to the Range Selector, it will be initialized without a chart. So, let me remove the xname, yname and type properties from the series collection tag and paste it in the Range Navigator tag. Then, comment out the series collection from the code. See, the Range Selector renders without a chart. In this video, I have shown you how to add a basic Range Selector component. You have seen how to bind data to the Range Selector, apply custom range, change series type, how to enable tooltips, and customize grid and tick lines. Finally, you saw how to render a Range Selector without a chart. If you would like to see the working example of this, you can download it from the GitHub link in the description below. I have also shared a link where you can learn about obtaining a free license key to use our React suite if you are eligible for our community license. Thank you for watching this video. If you found it helpful, please give it a like and subscribe to our channel.